Oh boy. It's early in the morning, and technically, I'm not saying I'm going to post every day, but technically, I already have like a post within the last 24 hours. So your girl is doing good, okay? This is my anti-aging morning smoothie loaded with sea moss and bladderwrack and aloe and green tea and all these things. So be sure to watch my previous video for that. Eventually I'll link videos, but right now, yeah, just be sure to check that video out. It's super early for me. Not for society though. I think it's probably like 8 o'clock. But I go to bed late. But today I woke up early. But I went to bed at probably like, I don't know, maybe like 3 or 4. But then I woke up early, naturally, which is good. But that's just because I have something to take care of. I think internally I was just like motivated. But I definitely, a part of my self-care journey, I want to go to bed early. I want to train myself to go to bed at 10 p.m. And I also worked out last night, which is good. And anyway, I'll chit chat later at the end, but there's something that I want to talk to you all about. And there's something that I think about, I've thought about in the past, and I find it so interesting. And my thought is, oh Lord, your girl is, waking up here. But how our gifts are our superpowers. I'm going to say that again. Our gifts are our superpowers. And what I mean by that is, you know how in the Bible it says, your gift will make room for you. And when a thought comes to my mind about our gifts being our superpowers, I think of, like the Marvel movies. And I've seen quite a bit of them, but it's been a while. So I'm just gonna go back to Superman. We all know Superman, right? Or I guess Spider-Man too. But basically, I just feel like when we leave heaven, for those of us who believe in heaven, right? It's like before we leave heaven, God, prepares us, puts a little bit of this, puts a little bit of that, puts our personality in us, all these little traits, make sure we're good to go, and we're pushed off to the world, right? Symbolically. I feel like a part of that package that he gives us to be ready for the world, be prepared for our journey here on earth, is he gives each of us gifts. I believe that 100% that we all have gifts. We all have special abilities. We all have talents. Literally every person in the world has a gift. And it's almost like that gift inside of us is our superpower, because we could be dropped in the middle of nowhere. And our gift, what we have inside of us, that natural ability or talent, will take care of us. It will give us favor with people. It will open doors for us. It will provide for us financially. And that's amazing. That is amazing. I don't know, maybe that's why the world seems to work a little hard at trying to get us all to conform to one path or one person, or not one person, or one path of life. Like you you go to high school, you go to college, you major in this degree, and then you do that. But if we really spend time with getting to know ourselves and honoring those things about us that makes us special or different, and it doesn't have to be grand, because some things are easily identifiable. Like if someone is a gifted musician or if someone is a gifted singer, you can easily identify that gift, easily identify that talent. But some of us, your gift may be caring, you know? So if you're dropped in the middle of anywhere, the desert, any town, local village, you have this innate gift to be caring and maybe provide for the children in the village or nurture people. Or maybe your gift is listening. You're a great listener. You become a psychologist, or you are a cab driver, listening to people all day, listening, just being an ear to listen for them. And a lot of times people are like, I don't know what my gifts are. I don't know. I don't want to do anything. There has to be a part of us where we all know that there's something about us that we could do all day for absolutely nothing, no matter how trivial it may be. You know, like for people who just want to play video games all day, and then they end up being a video game programmer or something. But I just want to really touch on that, just something to ponder on, something to think about. We all have our superpowers, and it's up to us to spend time and nurture those and pay attention to ourselves and quiet our lives around us. Everything is noisy. Social media is noisy. Instagram is noisy. The television is noisy. The media is noisy. Everything is noisy. And they distract us. They pull us in all these different directions, cause us to be kind of like all these things, these images come to us, our thoughts. And if we quiet ourselves in our lives and just try to pay attention to ourselves and see what we enjoy, what brings us joy, what brings us peace, and look more into that. Yeah. I don't know, that's something I think about. We're all special. Some people feel like they're not. Even if you're a stay-at-home mom, that's your gift. If you believe that's what God, called you to do. But I don't know, it's just something to think about. A lot of times we're out here trying to figure out our finances and how we're going to pay bills, and people are unhappy, people have anxiety, people have all these things, and a lot of the resources that we need lie within our gift, utilizing our gifts. Because think about it, if you were put on earth to do one certain thing, right? I feel like we all have jobs to do on earth, right? Like we're here for a purpose. We're here for a reason. That's why we're here. We have things to do here on earth. And say you're off track. Well, off track in a sense. I do believe all things work together for the good, and I do believe all our paths, whether we feel like they're off course or not, still bring us to innately where we need to be in life. But let's go back to that. Say your calling is to be, say your gift is to be in social work. Say that's your calling, right? But you are being a cashier at a grocery store. Nothing's wrong with being a cashier at a grocery store. There are people who are called to be a cashier at a grocery store. There are people who are called to be a janitor. Everybody has a calling. But say you're called to be a social worker and you're a cashier at your local grocery store. is never set up or designed for that job at your grocery store to completely meet all your needs, completely propel you to the next level of life. It's not meant to, because if you achieved all of that in your position as the cashier in the grocery store, you would never leave. You would have no reason to get out of the nest or get out of your comfort zone or search for something else. That's just how it is. So that's why when we're in situations, our jobs, our cities, our towns, or whatever, we get very uncomfortable, like the birds in the nest when it's time to go. I think it's the eagle story. When it's time to go, the thorns, first it starts off with like down, it's comfy in the nest, but then there's thorns. And then as the time progresses, the down goes more and the little eaglets feel more of those thorns, and where they're forced to just throw themselves out the nest because it's extraordinarily uncomfortable. That's how it is. So a lot of times when we're in these situations or these jobs, we're complaining and we're frustrated, and it's just meant to, one, grow us, prepare us, equip us for our ultimate purpose, our ultimate calling in life. It just helps move us in the right direction. So that's why even in the challenges or our hard times or when the pressures of life come, there is a part in the Bible, and I don't know the exact scripture, but it's like kind of celebrating those times, because it just means that you're being pushed to go further into who you are. It grows us. We develop great strengths. We grow in the hard times, not when it's easy. Who's growing when it's easy? When the times are easy. Oh gosh, it's 12 minutes. But it's just something to think about. We all have gifts. We all have talents. We're all special. No matter what you feel like you don't know, you have a gift. You have a purpose. And, just seek that out. A lot of it happens also with our nutrition. When our nutrition is clean, when we're not eating foods that are loaded with chemicals, with toxins, our thinking is clear. Some of us feel like we don't have a foggy way of thinking, but you don't know until you don't have it. So when you start eating clean and clear, your thoughts are clear. It definitely affects your spirituality, whatever your beliefs are. You get closer and long more for that spiritual aspect of your life. So anyway, I'm just rambling, and I'll probably talk about this more, maybe when this thought is more developed, but I wholeheartedly believe our gifts are our superpowers. They take care of us. Even in the middle of nowhere, we can be dropped, and those special abilities will take care of us. Even if you're like a football player and you feel like you've passed that time of your life, that same abilities can change over into other jobs, whether it's coaching football, holding seminars, teaching others about football. Leaders, you can have natural leadership abilities. Being a leader of a team in your workplace, it's the same abilities that were used in the football on the field, but yet your team is putting together businesses or putting together deals. That it just kind of plays out in different ways. Or some people they may be charming or have the gift of gab, and that gift of gab will forever take care of them in different situations. Whether they're a salesman, or they're negotiating for something, a deal, or just something to think about. Oh my Lord. I have other things to talk about too, but that's the main thing. So, because I know when people watch YouTube, they want to get right into it. So I just got right into it. Now I'm going to chit chat on some of the things that have been inspiring me and motivating me to become unstuck in my own life. And I've been listening. I started my day with reading a chapter. I guess that could be another video. But anyway, I start my day with reading the Bible, a chapter a day in my app the Bible app. So as soon as I wake up, it's already to that chapter on my phone, and I read it. So that's starting my foundation, which is a part of the self-care journey. Spirituality is a part of it. So that starts my foundation. The spiritual aspect is the foundation of everything. So I start my day with the foundation, but who I've been really enjoying is Les Brown. I have been thoroughly enjoying his videos. So I was listening to one of his videos. He has some great ones about restarting your life and becoming unstuck, and just very motivational, because a lot of times we don't have the people in our lives that maybe the people in our lives are comfortable, or we're not all blessed to have people in our lives that are just wanting more out of life or this life. And I'm not talking about material things, wanting to be in their purpose and fulfill their calling, and not wanting mediocrity in their life. And so, but we're fortunate that we have YouTube, and we have audiobooks, and we have all these books, and we can listen to other people's journey and learn from their mistakes. So I've just really been listening to a lot of motivational speakers. I love Les Brown. I start my day after the Bible. I listen to one of his messages. I'm driving, I'm like out and about a lot, and I love audiobooks. And I learned this app is Scribd. I think that's how you pronounce it, Scribd. And it's been around a while. A while. It was mostly documents in the past, but they have some great audiobooks. So I just like save all the books I want to listen to, and I listen to them. And right now I'm listening to 50 Cent's book, Hustle Harder book. I've heard it in bits and pieces in the past, but now I'm continually listening to it, and that's a really good book. I'm really enjoying it. I have a lot of books saved in there. So there's just, when we want more out of life, or we want to change, which I do, I want to, my only thing that I want in life is to fulfill my purpose, call, and destiny. Whatever God has created me to do, I want to do that. That's it. I don't want to get to heaven and I show up in heaven and God is like, you know what, you were supposed to do, but I'm like, are you serious? So that's really all that I want to do. I just want to be a better steward over everything God has entrusted to me, and just fulfill my purpose. That's it. So anyway, I just make sure on this self-care journey that I listen to a lot of motivational speakers. I'm expanding my brain. You know, they say that we only use 10% of our brain. So I'm just trying to expand my mind, utilize my thought, my intellectual, because social media, I guess you can be intentional about things. If you want to stretch your mind, you can seek them out. But for the most part, the way the algorithms work, if I look at one natural hair video, that's all that they're going to show on the feed, or if you watch one video dancing, that's all they show. So you have to be very intentional about getting outside of the box and challenging yourself. So that's why I'm really enjoying listening to audiobooks. I used to love reading. I love learning. I'm like a sponge. And that's one reason why I had to take a step back from social media, because I'm so inquisitive and I love learning. And you go down these rabbit holes. So I figure, let me create my own rabbit hole. And so I'm just reading more books, doing audiobooks, listening to motivational speakers, just doing what I need to do, doing the work, right? So I just wanted to share that with you all. This is my possibly rambling morning chit chat. Comment below if you feel our gifts are superpowers. Also, some things that are inspiring you. What are you listening to? What are you reading? What gets you going with your day? So yeah, comment below. I actually want to go back to sleep, but I'm not. I'm conquering my day one second at a time, one moment at a time, one green smoothie at a time. Bye. Chat with you guys later.